Okay, narrative breakers, I didn't want to report on this one, but it's not going away just because I wanted to. MAGA has officially gone into a full-on civil war with notable people like Charlie Kirk, Steve Bannon, etc. now fully on rejecting Elon Musk and his sentiments for mass immigration. I got a lot to say about this one. You don't want to miss it. A lot of drama ahead. Might lose some subscribers, might gain some, but I'm just here to bring transparency, truth, and some middle ground. Hopefully you stay tuned.
You've been on fire, brother. You're like one of the, you're like Socrates in Athens. I mean, you've been on fire the last 24, 48 hours on this very topic. Tell me, what are we actually talking about? What is the real story here, Gavin?
Well, we're talking about the heart of the MAGA movement. We're talking about the very core of President Trump's mandate, and it is migration, both illegal and legal. And what we've seen has been a completely ridiculous shift for many people, including Vivek Ramaswamy, who ran on a campaign of ending the H-1B racket, all of a sudden turn a new leaf, attack American culture, attack Americans, calling them lazy, calling them uneducated.
I have to say, I got to give Vivek more slack than Elon, and it's going to be surprising to some. I know Vivek is an American citizen. Don't get it confused. I think he was born in Ohio. But Vivek has a pretty shady past. And I was one of the few conservatives that was pretty skeptical of Vivek. I mean, this individual did sell Alzheimer's drugs that wasn't as successful, but we've all had endeavors that wasn't successful before in our life, I would think. I just don't think many of us was able to sell our failures for $2 billion. Now, having a problem with that would just me being envious, to be honest with you. Anyone having a problem with it is envious because he successfully won in capitalism. But that does not mean Vivek Ramaswamy was a champion in conservative media. No, not at all. It appears to me that after that sale, he was able to start buying his way into a industry that was sustainable and would give him a long-term projection. That's just what I see, because I distinctly recall during the election time, Vivek Ramaswamy was trying to manipulate Trump supporters, telling them that, hey, if you want to save Trump, vote me. The fact that he doesn't have enough integrity to have ran on his own campaign without using Trump was very scamish. Very, very, very snakish. And I don't trust that type of mindset that you're trying to build off the name of someone else, something that they obtained, and saying that to save that individual to vote for you. It was very strange, and he constantly was using merchandise was extremely similar to President Trump's, even wording that was extremely similar to President Trump. So he came off kind of like sleazy, untrustworthy, and I haven't trusted him since. I've been pretty vocal. I don't trust Vivek Ramaswamy, and maybe this video will age terribly or it'll age perfectly. But if you look at my track record, I have always kept him accountable. I have always been skeptical of him. Now, in terms of Elon Musk, I have more trust for Musk than Vivek. But I don't trust Musk like that. I'm going to completely ignore anything that happened with me and Elon. I don't like the fact that Elon Musk is constantly pushing profiles that aren't from America to try to convince Americans that America is a problem. Okay, Ian Miles Cheong is one of the most unhinged accounts on X. This is an individual that was rejecting the H-1B visas in 2022. There's tweets of it, of him rejecting it. As soon as Elon Musk starts championing it, now the Malaysian Ian Miles Cheong has a problem with it. The most disgusting thing about this is that Ian Miles Cheong, I witnessed for an entire year and some, constantly bring negative rhetoric against black Americans to try to pin white Americans against him. He's an individual that's a foreign asset, spreading propaganda in our country, turning us against each other and our races. The same is done right now with whites and Indians and blacks. And now majority of Twitter can see it, the other side. But if you would look back, people have been warning everyone that Ian Miles Cheong only exists to divide. But when that narrative is not targeted at specific individuals, it's hard for them to receive the message. That's why, as Americans, we need to listen to each other when we signal out these foreigners and say, hey, this person is trying to make you hate me. You really should take a step to listen, because if people would have rejected Ian Miles when he was doing all the race baiting, and this is something you guys don't want to hear. Y'all know I'm transparent. You know I try to be fair. And hey, you know it don't matter if it's white or black. I'm fighting for the truth. I'm fighting for white people right now. But the cold hard truth is, if we didn't accept Ian Miles and we rejected the propaganda that he pushed, he wouldn't have any strength right now to push propaganda now. No one would pay it no mind because they would know he's an agent of chaos. And Mario Nawful, someone that is also South African, have nothing against him. But if you go to Twitter, it's easy to see that this is an individual that Elon Musk is constantly pushing forward, constantly promoting, constantly quote tweeting, that has privileges other people don't have. Elon Musk has the loyalty of a lot of foreigners, and it reminds me something similar of a Democrat Party. Go to Facebook and look at any Democrat president and look at their comments. 85% of them are foreign. That's the type of support that Elon is starting to push himself to. I think it's more valuable to have American support than any other nation, than the entire world. But I'm a nationalist. I'm sorry. So if you're not American, that's a little bit biased. I'm being fair. So you can ignore that. Take that with a grain of salt. But I believe it to be true. It's interesting, but we have just gotten into this story. We have so much more to go.
Calling them incapable of filling these jobs, when in reality, as you mentioned in the open, H-1B is a scheme by these big tech companies for indentured servants. They bring over not the best and the brightest. They're bringing over entry-level positions, middle-level positions to fill their companies. They're paying pennies on the dollar. They're abusing these workers, giving them little to no benefits. They can fire them at any time and send them back home. It's basically modern indentured servitude. And in the meantime, we're losing hundreds of thousands of what used to be good paying middle class or entry level jobs for Americans, young Americans of all stripes and all backgrounds. It's absolutely disgusting. It's an insult to the American people, and it needs to end. And I think they opened the floodgates yesterday on X with comments from many of these tech executives that showed their utter disdain for the American people, for the heartland, for our culture. And this was really turning into a class debate. It was turning into what you mentioned, elites versus the people, elites versus the populists. And they couldn't argue on the merits because at the end of the day, they simply don't want to pay American wages for American jobs. They want to pay Indian wages for Indian workers in American jobs. And that's a disgrace.
This is a violation of our social contract.
Pay Indian wages for Indian workers in American jobs, and that's a disgrace.
Here we go. Right here, boom. This is actually what led to the whole Civil War. I ain't gonna cap with y'all. Elon Musk has been going off, and hey, we're all human. We have a breaking point. I had mainstream media slander me thanks to X and falsely labeling me as a C-SPAN poster. Slandered me, had thousands of people attacking me. It's not fun. And when I had a crash out, when I got demonetized, I was treated as if I was an animal by these same people, Elon as well. I remember there was an individual saying he was going to sue me. Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, commented an emoji of popcorn, excited to see my downfall. I cannot make this shit up. It disgusts me. But, you know, he has his crash out on the internet, and when people respond, rightfully so, say you crashing out. Even Ian Miles had commented on me when I was snapping in the past. He had nothing to say about this with Elon Musk. His only response is that this is the greatest quote of all time. It's a Tropic Thunder quote. I fucking hate these shills. This is unhinged, and this drew Trump supporters away from the entire Elon Musk situation. It did. You cannot tell people to go F themselves in the fucking face, man, because you can't get your way. And you start banning individuals. All of us lost our blue checks. I changed my profile picture. My blue check was taken. But tell me why my best friend, when he changed his came right back within 18 hours. So mine doesn't look like it's coming back. Ryan Fournier just found out he lost his. It's not even quote-unquote extremist accounts losing theirs. It's some of the most respected people in the conservative space that are being taken, losing their check marks. How the hell can you tell me that we've got to a point where people that have always been able to exist are now being canceled? We're talking about people that existed under Jack Doherty. It is what it is. It is what it is.
This is a violation of our social contract. And it sounds good. Let's just let more H-1B workers in. But what about the 23-year-old that went to University of Washington and studied computer science at the UW Computer Science Department? Shouldn't he be given preference above someone who could do the work for far less? It is about priorities, and it's not about what Charlie Kirk wants. It's not about what other people want out there. And I have friends on both sides of this debate. It's very simple. It's what the American people wanted. And the American people overwhelmingly voted for less immigration.
And this is weird because Charlie Kirk was seemingly defending this argument. So it's gotten this bad that anyone that was kind of on the edge with it, they're siding with conservatives now. It's anti-American not to side with this. We're not saying we don't want migrants, but we're saying that the current systems that we have, let me identify this for anyone that's watching that doesn't understand what's going on. We are not by any means saying we don't want migrants. We are saying that the current systems that we have is being abused by tech pros that are worried about profit margins instead of American culture, American prosperity, and the entire future of our country. They're worried about the future of their company, not the future of the country. That's the argument that we have. There is no radical racism here. It's just that simple. Fix the problem. They don't want to give us a solution. They're simply telling us that a problem don't exist, and it's triggering people. That is very simple.
And the prioritization of the American children and the American worker, not the American oligarch.
Pop culture has touted Elon Musk as some sort of eccentric heavyweight genius with...
Now, and this is another thing that Elon has to understand. Your base, conservatives, they are some of the most ambitious individuals. We are the most ambitious individuals in America because we can't stand being told no. We can't stand being told to shut up. And if you tell us we're fools, we'll show you how smart you are. He's dealing with individuals that will investigate you, will expose you, will hold you accountable. It's created a dumpster fire, an entire civil war. Now you have content like what I'm about to show right here of people doing all they can to try to expose Elon Musk. Not saying I vouch with the message, not saying I approve of anything, but I'm just showing people the absolute backlash that started from going against your base. It's just not a smart idea. And the thing is, thank God he's being truthful. You know, he could just be lying in everyone's faces and then do the opposite. So absolute maximum amount of respect for him for telling people how it is. We have to, at the end of the day, respect that. We have people that will do things very similar to him, but tell us differently. He's been the same on his stance. It's just the fact that he's not willing to waver.
Humble beginnings. But this is demonstrably false. Elon Musk was born in South Africa, where he claims he grew up extremely poor, but his family owned an emerald mine. As a teenager, Elon would trade emeralds for cash in New York City, and his father bragged how they had so much money we couldn't even close our safe. Musk claims to have had about $100,000 of student loan debt, but he received a full scholarship to the University of Pennsylvania, where he bought a 10-bedroom frat house with his friend Adeo Ressi and ran an illegal nightclub. The pop culture claim is that Elon has an IQ of 155, but this has never been tested. And after being accepted into Stanford for PhD studies, he dropped out after 2 days. After dropping out, Elon began his first business venture with his brother Kimball, Zip2, which was essentially a digital version of the...
A funny disclaimer. Did you guys know Kimball Musk, Elon's brother, his girlfriend that he had, one of his girlfriends was introduced to him by Jeffrey Epstein? That's 100% true. Jeffrey Epstein introduced Elon's brother Kimball to one of his old girlfriends.
Yellow Pages. The brothers received tens of thousands of dollars from their parents, and yet Elon denies this. An associate of Elon's father, Greg Curry, got involved to bring in investors. But Elon's code was no good, so they had to hire on professional coders to rewrite everything. Zip2 was then sold for $307 million to Compaq, who later shut it down without ever earning a profit. Elon made $22 million, bought a $1 million McLaren F1 supercar, which made mainstream news, before he totaled the uninsured vehicle. Musk then went on to create an online bank, X.com. He partnered with banking expert Harris Fricker, Edward Ho, and Christopher Payne. All three ended up leaving the company after accusing Elon of lying to the media about the quality of their product. Elon claimed
now it's starting to make sense where this X thing is going. It was a long-term plan.
He founded PayPal. Before the company was named PayPal, it was known as Confinity. It was founded in 1998 by Peter Thiel and Max Levchin. After losing millions of dollars, Elon's X.com was bought by Confinity in a merger in 2000. All Musk contributed at Confinity was his own power struggle. He made himself CEO and pushed to change the name to X.com. The executive team successfully petitioned to fire Musk while he was away on vacation. Part of Musk's resignation agreement stipulated that all references to founders of the company will be removed from their website, allowing Elon to claim credit, which so far is all he has ever achieved. Peter Thiel then rebranded the company as PayPal, went public, and sold to eBay for $1.5 billion. Elon made $180 million from the deal, which he then invested into Tesla, SpaceX, and failed company SolarCity. Elon falsely claims to be the founder of Tesla.
And also, please follow this creator if you're enjoying his content. At the bottom right has logo, and at the beginning of this video, it had his logos and things on screen. Looks like they did a deep dive on this, so I want to make sure the creator gets full credit for this video right here.
Tesla was founded in 2003 by Mark Tarpenning and Martin Eberhard, who developed the Tesla Roadster. When Tesla Motors began looking for venture capital, they approached Elon Musk, who had the fake credibility as PayPal's co-founder. Musk joined with the condition that he be named chairman of the board. In emails, Musk was upset that the media was not giving him credit for Tesla Motors and went after Martin Eberhard, replacing him as CEO. He then forced Eberhard out of the company and rewrote the company's history to have himself listed as an original co-founder. Martin Eberhard, the man behind the Tesla Roadster, was promised the first Roadster off the assembly line, but Musk screwed him over on that as well and sent that car into space.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly.
So who is Elon Musk? Elon describes his father as being an evil, abusive man.
Bro, Elon does not give a and this is who he's always been, so we are in for a man that is not going to back down for nobody.
His father, Errol Musk, has been accused of being a pedophile and fathered a child with his stepdaughter, who is 42 years younger than him. This spoiled, narcissistic failure, son of accused pedophile, wants to put computer chips in everyone's brain so that we can merge with artificial intelligence. His girlfriend is now bragging how this could all lead to a communist utopia. And strangely enough, former Nazi and head of NASA, Wernher von Braun, predicted a man named Elon would conquer Mars in a 1952 novel that he wrote. Which is odd, because NASA has partnered with Elon's SpaceX to work towards colonizing Mars. Elon Musk, like everything else in today's modern society, is a fraud, a fake genius, just like fake philanthropist Bill Gates and his fake vaccines. Brought to you by the fake news. Here's a pro tip for dealing with the mainstream media and all of pop culture. Assume it's a lie and research everything.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly.
This is the original creator on the right. So it is, I want to make sure everyone sees this because I'm big on giving credit. It's the reesereport.com for that video that you just saw, that compilation. Like I said, it's not my video. I have no partnership with that, no endorsement of it whatsoever. Just displaying that people are now attacking, well, not attacking Elon Musk, but doing some research on Elon Musk and quote unquote trying to expose him. But here is the individual that dropped that content. Oh, Greg Reese. Okay. Reese Report, Greg Reese. I'm guessing it's the Reese Report created by an individual named Greg Reese. Okay. In case you guys missed that, let me pull that real quick. Apologies for that, everybody. Boom. So it shows Elon Musk crashing out over the HP-1s. Another prominent conservative creator. And another thing is that the main thing with a lot of people's complaints is that individuals that are credible are being defunded, being demonetized, losing their check marks, losing their credibility. And this comes after Elon Musk raised $6 billion from BlackRock. Look this stuff up, guys. It's not slander. It's very worrying that Elon Musk is going so gung-ho. And like his stance on immigration hasn't changed. He's always had this stance. But to be so radical after the $6 billion from BlackRock is very, very concerning. It's concerning.
I think Donald Trump having a relationship with one of the greatest innovators of our time across multiple sectors, and having that person be as invested in the United States as, and the success of the United States as he can be, is unequivocally a good thing. And I'm sorry if people had their feelings hurt by that. But we need this.
So Scott Jennings, who's been killing it on CNN, a conservative commentator, is saying that he defends Elon Musk and all this because he's a intelligent immigrant. And I think a lot of people are misunderstanding. We're not complaining about immigration. We're complaining about the systems that tech billionaires are abusing, that is taking advantage of Americans in the guise of hiring talent that can improve the United States.
This country needs people like Elon Musk to create, to innovate, to participate in our civic affairs. This is a good thing.
To run government policy by tweet, though?
He's not running it.
He's not running anything.
The president's allowed to have advisors and aides, and some of the best accomplishments from his first term were by non-cabinet aides. Like Jared Kushner ran point on getting peace between Israel and 5 countries, and Elon Musk, he's been very successful in many domains.
Department of Government Efficiency, they're pushing for more
the responses are
visas
everywhere
for foreign engineers. That is ruffling feathers. Whitley, how is this going to square with his America First, Make America Great Again agenda?
I can't believe I'm going to have to agree with Laura Loomer, but we're not going to outsource the American dream, specifically to tech titans to line their pockets while blue-collar Americans are looking for jobs. And the truth is, H-1B visas should not be turned into some type of tech billionaires' personnel pipeline. So I'm actually going to agree with the MAGA base in saying that it needs to be America first in everything. And what we're not going to do is use the H-1B visa process as a personnel pipeline for the tech billionaires. I think what we should be doing is building the pipeline of talent in America and up.
Whitney Yates is a great conservative individual, great queen right there. Check out our content if you have time. But like I said, the Civil War, it's going and it's going. And honestly, the end result I'm hoping is that Elon Musk can rectify this issue, give us some transparency, understand the admiration that Americans have for their country and their culture, and we move forward together. No, I don't want to see a divorce from Elon Musk. He's a great ally. We don't have to destroy our relationship. But he should not be acting like a goddamn toddler with all that power that he has. It's just the truth. Put the bias to the side. It's not acceptable, really. It comes to a point where it's like, how many times do we give someone a pass for insubordinate, or should I say, the ramblings of an adolescent child? And we forgive it under the disguise of calling it trolling. It comes to the point that we are enabling when we don't start admitting. And so admitting can prevent these problems, can get us close to transparency, make it a free speech platform that we claim it is, and protect America. There's no need for war. There's no need for civil war. There's no need for beef. We're stronger together than we are apart. So please don't believe this is me hoping that there is destruction in our party. I want to see peace, prosperity, and progression. And we can do that together. Super thankful for all of you guys liking my content. If you could like this one, please help me get to maybe 500 likes. I know every time it gets to 1,000 likes, stuff goes viral. But if we can do 500, that would help me out a lot. If not, I know you guys are super busy, so no big deal. And I appreciate anyone that's able to comment. I'm not going to keep asking people to comment. The ones that do, I engage with you as much as I can. Super thankful for you. And if you can possibly click the notification bell to stay updated on the next post. I'll have another one coming out today. Thank you guys.